2020. Good God, it's May fucking 1st. Holy shit. We have another episode today of the Fisticuffs podcast. I have my boy Anthony here. Anthony, what's up, my man?
What's going on, bro? How you doing?
How are you doing, bro?
I'm good.
Dude, Corona, baby. Let's go. Staying healthy,
Honestly,
staying clean.
it's just like we're like checking down months now. It's just
right?
This month, there's with nothing in sight, with no date in sight of like, okay, since we're in New York, there's no like, hey, things are going to open up in like May 15th. I don't think that's happening. So it's like, now it's just like, all right, bring on May.
Yeah, nah, exactly. Just all right, another month. Let's see what happens, right?
Yeah.
Shit. Yeah. Speaking of which, I hear they. I just saw today that they're closing down all the New York schools for officially for the rest of the school year.
That hasn't been official? I thought that's been official.
I don't know. Apparently, it wasn't official. There was a possibility that they might go back. Now they're definitely not going back. I don't know. I saw what I saw on Facebook, and that was that.
That's got to suck for kids, man.
No fact checking for me.
Yeah, that's got to suck for kids like doing online classes.
Yeah, no,
online
absolutely.
classes are terrible because like it's impossible to not be distracted by everything going on in your house. So it's just like, yeah,
it's like what the fuck, shit. No, I agree. It's crazy. But hey, whatever.
But we got sports.
We barely.
I actually texted my buddy who's big into NASCAR, and I told him, I'm getting into NASCAR this now because it's back May 17th.
Hell yes.
NASCAR. I know nothing about NASCAR, so I'm going to be texting him like, what is happening? We got NASCAR. Golf is coming back soon. Fight Island seems like it's a go.
Still not caring. Next sport. Next sport. What else?
Fight Island's happening. So
fucking May 9th, bro. UFC May 9th.
So like I'm starting to get like I'm not big into the UFC. I'm not big into golf. I'm not big into NASCAR. But like now this is my opportunity to watch those. I started playing UFC 3 on Xbox last night.
Ha!
I played a couple of rounds just to get into it, and I was like, it's not that I don't like it. I'm just not like, you have a lot of knowledge on it. So like, if I watch it, I'm just like some noob, like who has no idea what's happening.
But it's okay though. You don't need to know what's happening. You just need to see what's going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The only time that like you need to know what's happening is if it's like news on like upcoming fights. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Conor McGregor versus Khabib too. You know what I mean? Like that's something that you would want to know. Other than that, the fights itself, you don't need to know the fucking every single moveset in the fight or what's going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, we just casually watch it for entertainment purposes. You know?
Yeah.
But dude, May fucking 9th, bro. It's gonna be a stacked UFC card. Stacked.
Yeah,
UFC
I saw
card.
that.
I can't wait. They have like so they had the main event, which is Khabib and Ferguson. That's for the interim lightweight championship belt. Then you got Cejudo and Dominic Cruz for the bantamweight title belt, which is like fascinating because like those guys got into like a war of words on Twitter or like Instagram or whatever the fuck you want to call it, one of the two, and they were just going back and forth. And then Dana White was like, "Yeah, all right, we'll sign that fight up. Let's make it happen."
I love Dana White.
he's the man. He's the man. I can't wait. I'm super excited.
The thing I love about him the most is that he never waits on fights. He never sits on it. Like if it's hot, like you know how in boxing, like we waited like years for Pacquiao and Mayweather. Like
he makes it happen right away.
If it's gonna happen, he makes it happen right away. It's like while the oil's burning, go for it.
Exactly, which is smart because like you want it fresh. You know, you don't want to wait like for like especially like a Mayweather Pacquiao fight. Like you don't want to wait years on the road. Which, in all honesty, like the Pacquiao Mayweather fight was weird because technically boxing has a lot of different promotions, and the Mayweather promotion that he was fighting out of, and then Pacquiao is fighting out of Top Rank. It was hard for them to like come up with a deal together because like they don't intertwine promotions for whatever reason. So that's why it was kind of like hard to make that fight. But yeah, I get what you're saying, and kudos to Dana White for doing that kind of shit. He's the man. You know what I mean? But fucking A, bro. I've been itching for fights, dude. Itching for fights. I can't wait.
Yeah.
Can't wait. I'm so excited. May 9th. 8 days away, dude. Let's go. UFC 249 in Florida.
It's going to be a good time.
Oh, I can't wait. And you know what else I can't wait for? Fight Island, too.
Yeah.
Fight Island, dude, that's just going to be so badass. I don't care, like, who's going to be on that card. I mean, it better be a fucking stacked card. But, dude, like, imagine Fight Island. That's going to bring it. It's your pay-per-view buys through the roof, man.
I wish what they did was, I don't know. I don't have a lot of knowledge on what's happening on Fight Island, but I wish.
No fucking. I don't know.
Excuse me. So I watched Mortal Kombat the other day, and I was watching, and they were on the island. I wish they did it where they had like different octagons in different locations of the island, and it's just got like a different setting, and you're like, all right, now we're gonna send it over to this fight.
Dude, do like a fucking like a tournament style.
Yeah.
Like tournament style UFC. Yo, and they're also, I think they're doing 2 or 3 cards, I want to say, after UFC 249. Like, there's literally going to be, like, I think 3 fights within, like a 10-day span, like a 2-week span or some shit, or a 15-day span.
Now's the time to grow every sport. Like, look at me. Like, I'm trying to get into these sports that I had no interest in beforehand because I had everything. I had baseball, basketball. I had that stuff to watch. Now's the time to grow the sport. So,
hell yeah.
Not that UFC isn't big to begin with, but like you can get so many more casual viewers like myself into it.
Yeah, 100%. Absolutely.
Like, not that I'm gonna buy every pay-per-view, but you know those big fights when it's like McGregor versus Khabib 2 or something, I'm more likely to buy it. You know.
Oh yeah, of course. Of course.
Yeah, I do as many cards as you can, man.
I can't wait. I'm so fucking. I've been itching for fights.
And
I'm so stoked.
Cowboy on the card on 9th?
Cowboy's on the card.
I saw that, and I was like, isn't that kind of fast? Like, didn't he just fight? Did he fight McGregor in like February or
January?
January.
Yeah, which even still
that's a quick turnaround.
That is a quick turnaround. But I mean, see, like so like some fighters like to fight like 3 to 4 times a year.
Yeah.
McGregor, Cowboy, he's an interesting cat. He's one of those guys that like would pretty much fight like whenever, wherever, like literally whenever, wherever. So like, yeah, it's pretty crazy that he's coming back after a January bout.
But I mean, not to sound like a dickhead, but like the match wasn't like too long, so it's not like he was like.
Well, yeah, I mean, 40 seconds and you get KO'd, you know.
Yeah.
Get some time to recover, whatnot. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I feel like if it goes like 5 rounds, you know, takes a lot more.
Different story. 5 rounds, you take more damage. You got to let your body heal. Yeah, I mean, it all comes down to that kind of stuff. So, but yeah, Cowboys on the card. It's gonna be a great fucking card, man. It's a stacked card, man. A lot of guys, a lot of sluggers too. Like, dudes who are just like gonna brawl out, and it's gonna be a fucking bloodbath. Good. You know what I mean? It's gonna be a good night of fights. So like for you as the casual fan, I'm telling you, pay for it. Buy the pay-per-view. You won't be disappointed. I promise. I promise. You're gonna actually be like, wow, this is amazing. And yes, it will be amazing because, like I said, the fucking fight card is stacked.
Yeah.
But in other news, speaking of sports, we got WWE and AEW. Those have been the real MVPs for us for these last few months. Yeah. You know, still holding out weekly events and pay-per-views.
Which is, but it's surprising though because like I've seen like ratings are down for those, and it's weird because it's like what are you doing that you're like not watching wrestling? But then
that's true.
But I think the no fans has like kind of killed it for a lot of people. Like I talked to somebody today and he's like, I haven't watched since they haven't had fans. And I kind of get it, but like I think AEW's done a good job without fans.
Oh, excellent job.
But as we were talking before we started recording, we both read that like Florida said you could have up to 25% in an arena or I don't know how big the arena can be, but
I don't
starting
know.
in
I guess it depends on where they're gonna have it. You
I
know,
think
I'm
it's
sure
starting May 10th. So like WWE could have
fans.
they could fill up 25% of Full Sail University, which Full Sail isn't that big to begin with, but
Yeah.
they could have they could have maybe like 40 people, 50 people, which isn't bad,
No,
you
not at
know,
all.
especially if it's maybe like drunk Floridians who are just huge into wrestling and they're just like screaming and shouting. They can make up for the other 75% that aren't there.
No, yeah, absolutely.
As
No,
long
I
as
mean,
they're rowdy.
hey, that's it, man. It's just
Yeah,
it's gonna be good to have fans back, especially for those especially for the performers.
I
It's
don't
good.
know how it's like medically okay, but it's Florida, so I guess anything goes. It's an outlaw. It's just an outlaw state right there.
It's an outlaw state, man. Do it. I mean, I guess it all depends on like how many like cases they had and like.
I,
I
I'm
mean,
assu- I'm
it's
assuming.
definitely not like New York
Yeah,
holding an
no,
event. You know what I mean?
nobody's as bad as New York, but I think what they're gonna end up doing is it's gonna be like one person every like 2 to 3 seats or something like that, and maybe like they skip a row.
Yeah, probably.
So it's like, or if it's like
Evenly spread out within that six
yeah,
foot distance.
yeah, or if you come in with like as a family, like they kind of group them together or something.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like, and like, also like, they're probably only gonna allow like 4 to 5 people at a time. They're not just gonna probably just let everyone just bum rush into the stadium or
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
yeah.
So they'll probably like do it go one at a time or one group at a time. Like you said, if they have family members that come, but
Logistically, they can figure it out because it's not going to be that many people, but it's going to be cool to just see, you know, people making noise besides just the wrestlers like
yeah,
doing their
exactly.
grunts.
Yeah, exactly. It's gonna be interesting. I mean, this whole fucking thing it's gonna be weird. I feel like too, because we're almost like used to having no fans and shit. So it's
I,
gonna,
I've gotten used to it. I don't really mind it anymore. It's just it doesn't really phase me. It's
I
like,
can't see like that's a big difference with like watching AEW versus WWE. WWE is just like it's just it's so silent, minus so obviously the wrestlers and the commentators, but like AEW at least like have the wrestlers kind of like chanting and doing all this shit
yeah.
and like holding posters and I mean that to me like is exciting. It's fun to like do that. I wish WWE hopped on that bandwagon.
I wish
Um,
they did that, but what I don't like that WWE does is they don't acknowledge that like there's no fans in the stands. So like when someone's cutting a promo, they're still looking around as
in
if
the
they're
stands,
talking
yeah,
to people in the stands. Just look at the camera because just be plain about it, or look at the person that like Charlie Caruso or whoever's interviewing you.
yeah.
Instead
I
of
mean, I agree.
just
Yeah, because like even like what I noticed, and like it's funny because I noticed that too, that WWE still has them cut promos at these events, whereas like AEW, it's always a film, like a film promo, like something that they could just
by the way,
what
did you
what
what is Jericho's video? What are those videos called that he keeps putting out every week?
oh
With the inner circle.
the inner circle something bunch the bubbly bunch
Yeah,
the bubbly bunch
those things
fucking great, bro.
those
It's
things are
great.
hilarious.
It's greatness.
This
I
week
love them.
this week they had Lou Ferrigno with a taser, and I was like,
They
"What?"
had bro, they had so many celebrities pop up on this past week's episode, bro. It's gold, man. Gold. I can't like I love AEW, but yeah, dude, it's gold stuff. It's good. It's really
Yeah,
good stuff.
no, but you're right. WWE should start doing more
Like
video promos.
yeah, I mean, it's just weird when they look like you said when they look around and they're like acknowledge like pretend to acknowledge fans or whatever, like looking for a pop. It's like you ain't
So I
getting that, dude.
Yeah, so I don't mind if they come out like an interviewer comes into the ring and interviews them immediately after the match or before the match or something. That's fine, and they can still talk to the interviewer. But if you're looking around, or even when they like do their entrance and they do like their poses and they look around like they're talking to people in the stands, I'm like, why are you doing this? Just walk out and
Yeah.
talk to the camera at least.
Agreed. 100%. 100%. Only because it's like it's just weird. It's weird. Stop doing it. Stop looking
Yeah,
into the fucking stands. No one's
just
there.
Just
No
look
one's
at the
gonna fucking. You're like, what are you waiting for? For like a pop or something? Like it ain't
yeah.
happening. You
Well,
know.
I mean, hopefully next week it'll be back and you'll have some people, so it won't be as weird, you know?
Exactly. You'll see
Yeah.
like the little kid in the stands and just like be like, oh yeah, hey, what's up, dude? I'm gonna talk to you for a bit.
Now it's not like when Sasha Banks comes out, it's not just going to be Michael Cole yelling, "It's boss time." There might be a couple of people in the stands that
Yeah.
she could do like her hip thing to and just wave to.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh my gosh, Sasha Banks.
So hopefully that'll be cool. I'm
Yeah,
look,
no, I agree.
I'm looking
I
forward to
agree.
seeing it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And speaking of AEW, so you heard about the whole TNT tournament thing that they're doing for
Yeah,
the TNT championship belt?
I like how they've had. Uh, I was going to call him Goldust, Dustin Rhodes.
Goldust.
I'm so used to it. He's been Goldust my whole
Oh,
life.
forever. He's
Uh,
Goldust forever.
it's still hard for me to just call him Dustin Rhodes, but I like how he's had a prominent role in it, and then he lost to Lance Archer this week, but I was fine with that because Lance Archer's just a monster.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of feels like his career kind of was like resurrected in a way,
Yeah,
which obviously is going to kind of happen for people who's running the show for obvious reasons. But I mean, for 50, I don't know what he's like, 51, 52, 53, somewhere in the
yeah,
50s. Not bad. He still doesn't look bad in the ring. You know what I
no,
mean? He looks pretty. He's still obviously like the other wrestlers still needs to carry him, but I mean he could hold his own too.
yeah,
He's obviously showcased that again, especially against the Lance Archer match. That match was great, but even the previous week, he did well too. Uh, so yeah, I mean kudos to him for still kicking and rolling.
yeah.
Um,
Who do you
he went
think's
up.
gonna?
What?
Who do you think Archer or Cody's gonna take it next?
So, so here's the thing. I see. So when I saw who was involved in the tournament, I realized that guys like Sammy Guevara and Darby Allin weren't gonna win,
Yeah,
and they're still young enough, and they're still kind of like being like molded in, especially like with Chris Jericho and Guevara being in the inner circle, and then you got Darby Allin who's been before this whole Corona thing and all that bullshit with no fans has been getting like major pops too. So those guys are gonna be future stars for sure. But I kind of figured like those guys alone weren't going to be winners. So and then even previously when Jake the Snake came back, right, and started his promo with Cody Rhodes, and him bringing in Lance Archer, I kind of like was like, okay, it's gonna be a Lance Archer versus Cody match.
yeah,
But I mean, I liked how they did the storytelling. They kind of like foreshadowed the matchup
yeah.
from when they did that promo to
From
now.
weeks ago, yeah, which was probably about a month ago.
Yes, exactly. So they
Yeah.
really did a great job in the storytelling to bring this match to fruition and having these guys go up against each other. I think Cody's gonna end up winning though.
So
Which I kind of want Lance Archer to win only because he's obviously been seen as the dominant guy. He's
that's
been
the
like the
thing.
man, Which I mean, I haven't, and to be honest, with the whole elite, they really haven't been playing like favoritism to their guys in terms of
Yeah,
winning championships, except for Omega and Hangman, which was
yeah.
like the first, which was actually surprising to begin with. Um, but with Cody like not winning the AEW World Heavyweight Championship, um, I think it might be kind of like the same thing here. I think Cody might be okay with losing and giving Archer the title to like let him have his run, but I wouldn't be surprised if Cody doesn't come out victorious either.
See, I'm not sure. I feel like if Cody loses the world championship match and then he loses the TNT tournament, even though isn't he like 7-1, 8-1 now? Isn't
Pretty
that his
much,
isn't that his
yeah,
record? So
yeah.
he gets like these so he has like a good record and then he loses in every championship match. That kind of makes him look bad. But then
But
if he beats if Archer loses, then the new upcoming monster kind of looks weak. So
so I agree with that. I think if you look at guys who like Cody has wrestled against, minus Chris Jericho, like MJF,
yeah,
that the ending of that match made complete sense. Obviously, because you're talking about a baby face versus a heel,
yeah,
and to lose as a babyface like that is like that's ideal, right? Um, but everyone that I feel like everyone else that he's went up against besides his brother, you have Kip Sabian, Sammy Guevara, Darby Allin. Like those are guys that like he could put them over by simply having a great match, you
Yeah.
know? But in terms of coming out victorious, obviously he's not going to lose to those guys. But at
Yeah.
the same time, he's going to make those guys look good in the match, so like they don't lose out on their reputation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Cody hasn't fought like a besides Chris Jericho, hasn't fought like a John Moxley, Jake Hager, like these other like a Lance Archer, these other guys. So it's possible that he might lose, but
It's possible. I think him losing two big championship matches within when did he lose at Full Gear? That was in November, right?
Full Gear, yeah, November, and then he lost
Okay.
at Revolution in February.
So
Again, that was against MJF. So
yeah, but two big title matches within 6 months. That's just for storyline purposes for Cody, like as a wrestler, not just trying to get other people over. Just for him as a wrestler, for storyline purposes, him losing two big title matches in 6 months when he has that beast of a
that's
record.
huge.
It
That's huge.
looks bad when he loses two titles.
Yeah.
But
yeah, because it's like, what the fuck? You're 7-1, but you're losing two titles.
Yeah.
Two title matches. Yeah, absolutely. That's huge.
So I don't know. I could see but I have a feeling Lance Archer is going to win because why would you build him up by bringing in Jake the Snake and have him pretty much demolish everybody he's run into?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Cody.
I would imagine maybe something's going to happen with that match. Maybe an interference or something. I don't know. I mean, but then again, you got to crown a champion. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't want them to pull anything. Just make it a clean champion. Like whoever wins. Don't do a draw or anything.
Well, here's it on the other side of the scale too, though. You look at guys that Lance Archer's faced, besides Colt Cabana, which again, you could depending on your idea of who's better, Colt Cabana and like Cody Rhodes and Dustin, or Cody and Dustin Rhodes. Sorry, well, same shit. Who cares? But who has he faced that's been big time? Lance Archer's obviously, you got to promote your big guy. You got to make him look like a monster. You're going to obviously have him go up against jobbers who like are going to get fucked up. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, that's obvious, and then you kind of look at the Colt Cabana match. You kind of see a match there, like an actual match, right?
Yeah.
Still fucks up Colt Cabana, which again, obviously. Then you go to the Dustin Rhodes match, which was probably match of the night on Wednesday night. And even though Dustin got his shit handed to him, like he was able to like make this guy look like not a monster. You know what I mean? Like this guy can be beaten, which is good. And I think that was the whole intents and purposes of having Cabana and Dustin be the last two that he faces before Cody, because now Cody could go in there and be like, yo, this guy can get beat. I just gotta find out a way.
It makes it more interesting for the fans because we're having this discussion, like, who do you think's going to win?
Yeah.
Because had he beaten Colt Cabana and Dustin in, like, squash matches, we would have been like, okay, they're definitely giving him the belt. Now they made him look like he can be beat, so now we have that conversation. But I still think they're going to go with him.
Who? Lance Archer is the winner?
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense both ways, though, but if you want to make the belt legit, you just give it to Cody and have him hold the belt for a little bit,
Well, I mean, also for like viewership too purposes, you got to put that into consideration.
Exactly.
But then again, Lance Archer, I mean,
no,
Cody is the baby face.
You're right.
Obviously, he's a lot more over than Lance Archer is. You know what I mean?
Everybody.
But on the other hand,
if you're a wrestling
Archer's still a beast.
I know, but if you're a wrestling fan, you know the Rhodes family. So look at their champions. They've had Jericho, Moxley, and if they give that belt to Cody Rhodes, those are like big names that everybody in the wrestling community knows. If you don't watch AEW, are you going to know if you were just a WWE guy, are you going to know who Lance Archer is, and are you going to be into it?
Well, and you know what? And not for nothing, I feel like on the others. So here's the thing too, and I like that you said that because I'm going to point something out here. Before AEW, right? Before AEW even was a thought, or even in the early stages when it was just like a thought, right? But before AEW, who really watched Ring of Honor? Who really watched Impact? Who really watched New Japan Pro Wrestling? I mean, me personally, I didn't, and I'm sure I could speak for a lot of people who also didn't. A lot of guys just watch WWE.
Yeah.
A lot of these guys from those promotions are on AEW. You know what I mean? Did I know who the Young Bucks were before AEW was a thing? I didn't.
Yeah.
Did I know Kenny Omega? Only through word of mouth. Did I know pretty much everyone else that was through all these other promotions like Luchasaurus, Jungle Boy, and all these other guys? Not a fucking clue. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now with that being said, everyone shits on the fact that AEW signs all these like former WWE guys, Well, why do you think that is? Because everyone knows who these WWE guys are. So when these guys are up on their contract or release and they go to a promotion like AEW, which is probably one of the better promotions behind WWE, then yeah, you're damn right you're going to gain them the viewership of the people, of the fans who like those guys,
Yeah.
like Matt Hardy, like the Revival when they eventually get seen. So like you're going to have that happen, so it's kind of like one of those things where it's like, yeah, you don't know these guys, but you know what? It's time to build these guys up and
Yeah.
start to know them,
So what I'm saying, I totally agree with you 100%. What I'm saying is you want to give the belts to the bigger names to start off
Oh,
while
absolutely.
you build up the other guys. So if you wanted to build the TNT championship belt, you give it to Cody, make it a legit belt, and have him feud with Archer for a few weeks, maybe a couple of months, and then he drops it to Archer, and you make Archer even a bigger star instead of him
Absolutely.
just running through a tournament,
Well, I think you nailed the next couple of weeks or months of the storyline. I feel like that's what's going to happen. Cody's going to win, right? And then Archer and Cody are going to continue their feud because that's not going to be a one and done feud. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they're going to continue on, and then I know the title is going to be won at Double or Nothing. So I would imagine either I wouldn't I don't want to say a Dynamite show is where Cody will drop the title. I'd probably say maybe at All In, or All Out. Sorry, or All In.
All In, but that's kind of late, isn't it? Isn't it All In like? Wait, when is All In?
So
Is it September?
it should be no, it should be August. No, no, it should be July. I think All In. Hold on, stand by, because I know Fighter Fest, but I wasn't sure if Fighter Fest.
I wasn't sure. I don't know how they're doing it because I know they had Fighter Fest last year, and I think that was a free one, wasn't it? I know they had a couple of free pay-per-views just to get the build up for fans because Dynamite hadn't started yet.
Yeah. So All Out was on August 31st, 2019.
Okay.
So you might be able to
stretch that
I mean,
feud
that's
out
what,
till the
3
summer.
months? May, June, July, August, 3 months.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows? He might drop it at a Dynamite show.
They might stretch it out. I mean, they don't have to be on every show for Dynamite either. AEW has enough talent where they could miss an episode or two and still be fine continuing the storyline.
Yeah, exactly. And Fighter Fest was in June, so they could do it at Fighter Fest.
Yeah,
because it was Double or Nothing Fighter, and I just looked it up. That Double or Nothing Fighter Fest, All In, Full Gear, and then Revolution.
Well, we'll see what
So
what ends up happening with everything. They might with the world. They might cancel a pay-per-view here or there. I don't think they're Vince McMahon, so they might just be like, "Hey, we're not gonna do this pay-per-view, but we have, we're not gonna do Fighter Fest, but we have All Out in August."
It's possible. Yeah, absolutely.
Because who knows? There might be full fans by August. You never know.
That's true. Especially in Florida. I mean, and they did Fighter Fest, I think, in whatever the Jacksonville Stadium is, or somewhere in Jacksonville. So I mean, but yeah, like you said, they could skip it. That could be possible. But yeah, what you said makes sense in terms of Cody winning it for the purpose of like showing the recognition of the title and
And
having
then
it.
and then Rusev's going to come over the summer, and he's going to win the belt from Moxley, probably. That's definitely not going to happen, but I would love that.
Dude, I would do. I'm telling you right now, definitely the Revival's definitely jumping ship. That 100%.
Well, they're signing. Yeah, they've
for sure
already.
I would be surprised if they don't sign Rusev. I think they should. I'd be 100% surprised.
I don't think it's going to be Rusev though. I think that's a WWE name.
Oh, you know what I mean. He's going to be probably his indie name, but
it's still weird though.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, like, here's the thing. It's like seeing Tom Brady go play for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's weird. You know what I mean? Like Matt Hardy, same thing. He's been with the WWFE for the longest fucking time. You know what I mean?
But we're still going to be able to we still call him Matt Hardy. Not calling Rusev is going to be weird for a little bit.
That's true.
That's going to take me a little while to get used to. But he's definitely going to go to AEW. If they don't sign him immediately as soon as things start to get back to normal and they start making more revenue from ticket sales, there's something wrong with them.
I agree. I 100%.
heard Cody said they don't want to sign Heath Slater, which I'm not really too.
Don't sign Heath Slater. That's
stupid. He said that on an interview of this week or something.
He praised Zack Ryder.
Zack Ryder, I think, would be awesome. Curtis Axel just got released like 2 days ago from WWE.
I feel like those two would actually be stellar in AEW. Or not Curtis Axel. Kurt Hawkins.
I think 3 of them would be
Ryder and Hawkins.
I think all 3 of them would be like a nice little stable right there. Especially if Curtis Axel went and did like a Mr. Perfect 2.0, because
that'd be fucking dope.
Mr. Perfect was the best, and if he did something like that, like a heelish version, I think
he'd have his freedom to actually do what the fuck he wants.
I think, and then you bring Ryder as the internet champion back, and you have them as like a little 3-person stable. And I don't know what Hawkins could be as a heel. He could be like the Prince of New York, his thing. And you could have the 3 of them just being, causing havoc or something. I think that would be cool.
That'd be awesome.
That's like dream booking, but I think AEW should, if they're gonna sign people, it's those 3 and Rusev out of everyone. I don't know. That's who I would want, at least. Because I'm sure there's better people than Kurt Hawkins. Like, I know like Eric Young got released and who's really good, but he never got a chance.
Rowan.
Yeah. Actually, I didn't care for Rowan, honestly. But
I didn't care for him either, but I just figured
if they wanted to bring Rowan into the Dark Order, it's right there. Like, you have, I forgot what his name is, Luke Harper.
Brody Lee.
You have, like, it's right there, story. Or you bring in Rowan as a rival to Brody Lee, and they're fighting for power of the Dark Order, and that's a little storyline right there.
There you go. Bringing a little history into the
mix. It's like in Black Panther when the Killmonger came up, and he was like, "I'm coming for the throne." You could bring in Rowan and be like, "Hey, I'm taking over the Dark Order." That would be a cool storyline.
That'd be pretty cool.
So it sucks that a lot of people got released, but also even EC3 just came to my mind. EC3, I think.
Yeah, have you seen his promos on YouTube?
I've seen a couple of pictures on Twitter, and
watch his promos on YouTube, dude.
I know he's been good. I watched.
He doesn't look like EC3, bro. He looks completely different. Like he like grew out like a stash and everything.
Yeah.
Now he rocks like the fucking what the hell? It's a leather jacket. What the fuck? I can't even think of the name. I can't think of the fucking name. It's a style leather jacket though. A bomber? No.
Not sure. But
fuck. God damn it. Anyways,
I've seen what he did in TNA. He's good. He could not that AEW shouldn't sign every WWE guy that got released. They shouldn't
No,
do that.
not
They're going
every,
to bloat up
not
their
every single
roster.
one of them.
They're going to
I
bloat
would
up
say
their
4
roster.
or 5 tops.
Maybe, yeah.
And that's like pushing it. In my eyes,
Yeah.
that's pushing it.
Because their roster's already full, and then they're just going to have people that they don't use like WWE has. So
exactly. You already have your young stars that you could bring up and rise.
Unless they go big time and they want to add like a second show,
which they are.
I know they're doing like the dark, but that's an hour. So what's that? 2 matches?
Well, no, that's going to be like an actual show though. Now,
yeah,
I think starting in like 2021 or some shit. I think. But yeah, apparently it's going to be like another show that's going to be added onto TNT.
Okay, so they could do it. It's manageable, but I wouldn't do it right away. It sucks though. A lot of people got released, but I'm sure most of them are going to find jobs.
Oh, I mean, I'm sure they're all going to go to like different promotions and whatever.
There's so many promotions now. It's not.
It's just a matter of what's the idea is that they're not going to be at a big time promotion is what it really comes down to.
But like you said before, WWE. I mean, there's Ring of Honor, there's New Japan, there's NWA, Impact. There's so many promotions that they could go to, and they could leave, come back to WWE. Look at Drew McIntyre. He left, he came back, and now he's the champ.
Drew McIntyre. Yeah.
Bro, what do you think of Jinder Mahal coming back?
I don't know. I never liked him in the first place, so I really didn't care.
He's good as
he's a great heel.
Yeah.
He's a great heel, but I just didn't really care for him. He's kind of like the Baron Corbin for Raw.
Yeah.
I feel like Raw really need besides Seth Rollins. I mean, I guess you have Seth Rollins, but I guess like a mid card heel.
The thing is, Baron Corbin could be as good of a heel, I think, as MJF if he got the chance to speak freely,
Yeah.
Like MJF is doing those stupid injury. What did he nicked his neck shaving this week? Last week.
the hangnail, the pinky.
Last week he had a hangnail.
He shaved and nicked his neck. But MJF is fucking great, bro. He's great. He's such a dick. I love it. If
Baron Corbin had that freedom, he could be just as good and annoying.
Oh, hell yeah. But that's the problem. These guys aren't free.
Yeah. What do you think's going down at Money in the Bank? I think it's going to be awesome.
I don't know. I mean, in terms of the ladder match, or are you talking about the main or the championship match?
Just everything that's. How many matches do you think they're filming at headquarters? Is it? You think it's just going to be those 2 ladder matches?
Filming?
Yeah.
I feel like they definitely have to film the ladder matches. Yeah, 100%.
I'm not sure if they're going to film.
But the thing is that they film it, they could do cinematic mode with it.
Yeah, which is going to be awesome. So
especially if they got to climb the corporate tower. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So when you first walk in, first floor to WWE HQ, there's reception over on the left side, and then there's statues of. There's those golden statues of Andre the Giant, life-size statues. Andre, Dusty Rhodes, I think, and maybe Macho Man. I forgot who. And then they always have the ceiling's 10, not 10 feet, probably 15, 20 feet high. And they always have that month's pay-per-view giant poster walls, the size of the wall on there. So that's the first reception floor. And then they have a gym in there, cause so I interned there for people who are listening. So I worked for the WWE network. So that was the fourth floor. That was that's Vince's floor. That's Triple H's floor, Stephanie's. So that's the top. So I seeing them work their way up, and as soon as you walk out of the elevators, there's usually either a lounge spot where they have TV monitors and they just have the network going. So you have tables and chairs and you could just sit down and relax, or they have like pinball machines in a couple of them, and they can go through the cafeteria. It's gonna be so sick. Like the things they could do, I'm like playing it out in my mind, and that's not even like getting all the way up to the top because I've never been on the roof. I don't know how that works, but it's gonna be awesome.
Yo, that sounds amazing, dude. That sounds amazing. I'm actually kind of stoked for what they can do with that.
Dude, once you get an inside look on the inside of that building, it's so beautiful.
Oh,
I didn't even like go through everything, but I hope they wreck Vince's Bentley or whatever car he drives. His like $200,000 Bentley. He'll probably
he could afford to get that shit wrecked.
Yeah. And then,
he has insurance on it.
It's because I'm wondering because I feel didn't they say they're gonna have the ring on the roof?
Yeah, I think they said something like that.
Well, I guess they're gonna have people start at different points throughout the building, maybe because
like on different floors.
Yeah, so there's like lower floors below reception where there's like the mail floor and everything. So
okay.
Maybe they start in the mail room.
Is there a parking garage?
Yeah.
There is a parking garage.
There's a parking garage in there, and the interns had to park across the street. So, you know, we were scrubs. So I parked across the street, but there's a parking garage in the building too for employees. So I'm guessing they're going to start down at the bottom at the mail room, work their way up, or maybe they start at reception. Who knows? Which you've got to figure the whole build. I mean, nobody's in the building now anyway. People are probably all working from home.
True. It's probably empty. Well,
yeah.
Is there essential people that need to work there? Or
I haven't talked to anybody in there in a few months. Probably should check in. But I wouldn't think there's essential people. It's only the only essential people are the people who are on the road that are putting in, you know.
Oh yeah, that's true. That makes sense.
So I'm sure there are some people who are working from home, but who knows? Some of those people might have been part of the layoff too.
True.
You know?
That's true. I'm excited to see what they got going on though. It's gonna be like the two ladder matches are gonna be great.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Who do you have winning?
I don't even know. I hope Aleister Black's in it, right? I hope Aleister Black wins.
You already know what I was going to say. You already know.
Honestly, that's the only person I remember. Who else is in it? Because I know Apollo is out because of an injury.
Oh yeah, you saw that shit. Did you see how it happened? He before the match was over, he like injured it on something that he did like when he landed awkwardly on his knee, and then like he went up on the top turnbuckle and then did his like stomp move, whatever the fuck you want to call it, and like that's where he like completely fucked it up at that point.
Was it like a real injury or was it just part of the storyline?
I don't know. I mean, I saw it on WWE News or whatever the fuck, and it said that he was hurt, and then what's his face, Andrade came out on Twitter saying, "Oh, sorry, I hurt you," but it could have been a storyline thing.
I can't tell if they're working us or not. But
yeah, I'm looking it up right now.
I like Apollo. Or is it Apollo Crews? I don't know if they gave him his last name back or not.
I think it is Apollo Crews.
It was, and then I know they took it away. They took away his because Vince doesn't like two names. I guess they took it away for a little bit. I don't know if they switched it back to Apollo Crews, but
all right, there's that.
All right,
sorry. She's winning, guys. Just so you guys know, even though she's not in the match, but she's winning.
Still love Becky.
Fucking Becky. I think Blazer's gonna probably win the female version of the match.
I haven't been able to keep up with Raw all the time, just because Raw's just not as exciting. Or maybe it's the third hour. I just can't. It's not as. It's more intimidating compared to AEW, NXT, and SmackDown, where it's just 2 hours. It's that third hour that like kills me.
Kills it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the male Money in the Bank ladder match is going to be Daniel Bryan, Rey Mysterio, Aleister Black, Baron Corbin, Otis, I think Dolph Ziggler, and someone to replace Apollo.
Yeah, I don't really like that, honestly.
I feel like Aleister Black has that victory all day.
Yeah.
Maybe Baron Corbin, maybe.
No.
But I mean, nobody on, and maybe Daniel Bryan, but no one else on there unless like your TBD is like someone special.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Aleister Black has that in the bag.
Yeah, I can't see Daniel Bryan. I don't think he needs a title push right now.
I mean, Aleister Black, besides like Baron Corbin, if you will,
Baron
would be
Corbin,
the only one that deserves a push.
Baron Corbin won 2 years ago, I think, and then he lost it.
Yeah.
He lost the title match. This was back when he still had hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that. That was a weird look on him back then.
Yeah. And he was a lot worse back then. His gimmick and everything.
Oh yeah, he was bad.
It's bad. But yeah, and that's why he lost. He lost the money he won the Money in the Bank contract, and then he lost the title match. So I don't see them giving it to him again. I think it's pretty much Aleister Black. I just don't really I got spoiled from the WrestleMania ladder match where it was just a bunch of athletic dudes.
Yeah, I mean,
so seeing Corbin and Otis in that match, it's kind of a letdown. Not that I don't like them, it's just, usually in ladder matches I want more of the athletic people,
like the crazier, like the Hardys type of.
Yeah, but like Rey Mysterio is gonna do his.
What's the point? I mean, what's the point of having him in there?
Just makes it more legitimate, I guess.
Maybe. I don't know.
Plus, he could do he's good for a couple of spots here and there. So.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I want to know who this TBD guy is going to be. Maybe.
Roman.
Maybe Buddy Murphy.
I don't know.
That'd be kind of cool to see. I like him a lot.
Maybe Doink the Clown. Maybe Kane.
Maybe the Undertaker.
I'm just throwing out random names.
Roman Reigns. You think Roman Reigns comes back?
I wish. I'd be
guys. Just so you guys know, we're totally fucking kidding right now. These are not people who are going to show up. Maybe Roman Reigns. I think out of everyone that we just named, Roman Reigns might be the most legitimate.
Those are definitely nobody. But if Roman Reigns came back, I would be super happy about that. And
that'd be crazy.
Because I'd rather him be able to go to Raw and challenge Drew McIntyre than him challenge The Fiend.
Well, not for nothing, bro. Ready for this idea? Roman Reigns comes back at Money in the Bank, right? Aleister Black is the last one left. He's climbing up the fucking thing, right? Roman Reigns comes out of nowhere. Fucking Superman punches Aleister Black. Wins the Money in the Bank, right? And then, real quick, before I sound stupid, do you think the title matches will happen first or last? Do you think the Money in the Bank matches will happen first?
I don't know.
I forgot how they did it last year.
I think they switch it up every time. So it really depends on how they want the story to go.
So let's just say it's first, right? It's first, right? Roman Reigns wins. You got Strowman versus Wyatt that night. And then Roman comes out. Obviously, he's going to win because they're obviously going to beat the shit out of each other to a bloody pulp. Roman Reigns wins, gets the title, becomes the next Universal Champion.
Bro, I totally... For a sec... Honestly, I totally blanked on the fact that Strowman had the title. I just assumed the Fiend was going to win it back. That's how.
You mean he has the title still? What the hell kind of world do we live in?
I literally said I don't want Roman Reigns to beat the Fiend. I just totally forgot Braun Strowman had the belt.
Oh my god!
I just assumed the Fiend's going to win it back. Why are they putting the Fiend in the title picture if he's not going to win the belt back?
To lose to Roman Reigns.
That doesn't make any sense. So I just assumed he won the title back already. That's dumb on my part.
Come on, bro. You should know better. You should know better.
So, dude, who knows? Maybe he'll fight Strowman. I mean, maybe Strowman wins, and
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know, but I could see Strowman versus the Fiend going until SummerSlam. But who knows?
That
Who
could
knows
be an exciting
WWE?
storyline.
They might not want to wait that long.
I also see like 5 power slams happening, and then still the Fiend kicking out.
Oh yeah, I like the Fiend, but I'm already tired of his matches because I know what's going to happen. It's
they're like very obvious at this point. I think match wise, I don't know. I feel like the gimmick is cool. The matches have been really shitty.
Yeah, it's just
100%.
it's just finisher, and he keeps getting up.
Yeah.
And,
even like you look back at Hell in a Cell with when Seth Rollins was still champ, and you look at that match.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that match, was poorly reviewed. You know.
It's not even the reviews. It's just
the match was poorly done.
Yeah, and
like the creative mind that Vince McMahon put in for that match, you like, what are you doing, dude? You know what I mean? Like, what are you doing?
His matches should be like the Undertaker's matches. Like,
yeah.
When the Undertaker always moves kind of slow, but he has like an actual match, and it's not just I need to throw my finisher at this dude right away. It should be more
he has movesets. He has things that he does before
Yeah.
that leads up to his signature move that leads up to his finisher.
And it's not that Bray Wyatt doesn't have these moves. They're just limiting him for some reason, which doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
so I'm really not even looking forward to that match either.
I'm not. I'm not. I don't care. I care more about like the Money in the Bank matches than I do like the actual championship matches.
Yeah. And usually I don't care for the gimmick matches because they usually end up being kind of stupid sometimes. But, like the Extreme Rules matches, they end up being kind of dumb. But I'm looking forward to Money in the Bank. That's the one thing. That's that and Elimination Chamber, the 2 gimmick matches that are always good.
Pretty good, yeah.
Yeah.
Like even like the Drew McIntyre Seth Rollins title match. Like you're not gonna have Drew McIntyre lose a month out from WrestleMania.
Yeah, and Seth Rollins can lose 10 times in a row, and he's still Seth Rollins.
Yeah, exactly.
He's cemented himself as a top guy already.
Yeah.
So,
and he's there more probably to put Drew over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like to keep that push going.
Yeah, it's just WWE does their pay-per-views too quick.
Every month is a lot. It's a lot of pay-per-views, man.
I think they should knock it down to like maybe even 9 or 8 and just spread them out a little bit.
Like every 2 months have a pay-per-view?
Or just maybe just knock it down to 10. So the month before and the month after WrestleMania, there's no pay-per-view, and you give time to build up something,
Mm-hmm.
So
it'll probably, yeah. I mean, the building up factor will probably be pretty.
Because it feels like WrestleMania was. I mean, time is an enigma now at this point in the world.
I agree, dude. Even like, and I can't believe it's May, bro. Like, it's already May. Like,
it's already.
Did April even exist?
It's already May. I don't remember what the date of WrestleMania 36 was, but it feels like it was 2 weeks ago, maybe.
The 6th and 7th. The 6th and 7th of April.
6th and 7th. Okay, so about a month ago now.
Yeah.
And it feels 2 weeks ago. It
feels like it was last weekend.
Yeah. So
it's crazy.
I don't know if it's just the times that we're in, or that WWE just rushes everything and there's no long-term booking, but
yeah, I mean, I would agree with you. I think, excuse me, guys, sorry. I think they would totally probably benefit from like having like 10 pay-per-views versus having one every single month, because especially for, like you said, the build up into WrestleMania and then let the excitement of WrestleMania happen, right?
Yeah.
And then whoever you're pushing, whoever won, like for example, like a Drew McIntyre, just let them keep that push going, and then wait a month after, and then come like June, you'll have like Money in the Bank.
Yeah, Drew doesn't need to be on TV every week like Moxley isn't. He's the champ. Him and Strowman, they don't need to be on TV every week, and they shouldn't be having a match. I don't know. I
If
guess they
anything,
should.
cut promos.
Yeah, they could cut
know?
promo. They could cut video promos where they're at their house or something. They just
Yeah.
don't need to be, you know.
Seen every single week. They
Yeah,
don't even like a fighting champ. That whole idea of a fighting champ is like stupid.
yeah, because Mike Tyson didn't fight every week.
Exactly.
I just said that because I saw a video. He put up a video of him like
Yo, did you hear?
practicing.
Hold on, real quick. By the way, just off topic. Speaking of Tyson, did you hear what he wants to do?
I know he wants to get back into fighting
Dude,
in some.
He wants to do charity boxing events. He wants to get back into training to do charity boxing.
Bro,
events.
he's already training. I just saw. That's why I mentioned him. I just saw the video, and
he still got it. He still fucking got it.
He was hitting mitts, and I was afraid. I was afraid for my life. I was like, I never want to see that. I never want to cross paths with that man and piss him off. And he's what, 53?
Dude, I'll tell you what. It would be an absolute honor to spar with him. Notice how I didn't say fight. Spar. It would be an absolute honor to spar with him.
Rocky, I love you, man, but you'd still get your ass beat in the spar. He'd like accidentally hit you a little bit with like a 10th% of his power, and you'd just be like, oh well, there goes Rocky. He's on the floor. Who's picking him up?
Knocked out by Tyson. That's a proud thing to say. That's a proud fucking thing to say. But yeah, dude, I would love to spar with Tyson. That'd be great. I would love to do that.
Yeah. But
hey, Mike Tyson, if you're hearing this podcast, all right, please, can I spar with you, like as like a friendly thing, like not that I could beat you, just as a friendly thing. It'll be just a huge honor. Fighter to fighter, please let me spar you.
Well, he was a fighting champion, and he didn't have to.
He didn't have to fight every fucking week.
Brock doesn't.
Well, every 3-4 months. Or not months. Yeah, months. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Brock doesn't have to.
Oh, Brock. Yeah, Brock's on the other side. Same thing.
Sorry, my brother keeps trying to FaceTime me for some reason.
Oh, because he knows we're doing the podcast. Leave us alone, Frankie. Shout out to his.
All right. He's not going to stop, so we're going to have to call it wrap it up because he's literally called me 5 times in a row and I've declined him and he keeps going. So
it's an emergency then.
Yeah.
It's an emergency.
All right. Well,
this has never happened on the podcast, guys. Yeah. All right. So, with all that being said,
the thing is, my Mac is just going to keep coming on to, like, I'm on a MacBook on Skype, so it's going to keep interrupting every time he calls me.
Oh, this is perfect. Just answer. This is perfect for you.
No,
if it's serious, hang up. I mean, like, not him.
Yeah.
It's the podcast. Oh,
all right. Well,
alrighty then. Well, due to technical difficulties.
Yeah. Call it a wrap right here. All right.
We're wrapping up the podcast in probably the most bizarre ending ever for a podcast. All right, guys. Well, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. Appreciate you guys. And thank you for being here.
Thanks, man.
It has an emergency. So we'll get back to you guys next week on the Fisticuffs podcast. Thank you guys so much. Enjoy the rest of your day and be safe.
All right. Later.
Later, bro.